schools. Racism is being taught openly, and children are being forced to comply with unscientific mask mandates. Joining me now to discuss, Florida parent and board member of County Citizens Defending Freedom, Jimmy Nelson, and the director of the American Center for Education and Knowledge and the author of The New Civil War, Dr. Bruce Abramson. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being here with us tonight. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki had this to say about critical race theory, a curriculum that teaches hatred of whites. Watch.
Although I don't think we believe that educating the youth and the future leaders of the country on systemic racism is indoctrination. That's actually responsible.
Bruce, I got to ask you, why do you think the left is so determined to teach our kids hate on the taxpayer's dole?
The left is pushing division. They're pushing racial tensions. It's easier to control a population. It's at war with itself. I mean, that's their agenda.
Wow, that's pretty short and succinct. You know, parents have been waking up to what's going on in our kids' schools. Take a look at this.
CRT is not an honest dialogue. It is a tactic that was used by Hitler and the Ku Klux Klan on slavery very many years ago to dumb down my ancestors so we could not think for ourselves. CRT is racist. It is abusive. It discriminates against one's color. Let me educate you. An honest dialogue does not oppress. An honest dialogue does not implement hatred or injustice. It's to communicate without deceiving people. Today, we don't need your agreement. We want action and a backbone for what we asked for today, to ban CRT. We don't want your political advertisement to divide our children or belittle them. Think twice before you indoctrinate such racist theories. You cannot tell me what is or is not racist. Look at me. I had to come down here today to tell you to your face that we are coming together and we are strong. This will not be the last. Greet and meet respectfully.
There you go. Parents like that all over the country are getting outraged over this. Jimmy, aren't engaged parents the worst nightmare for these elitist woke school boards?
We certainly feel like they are and terribly effective by what we're seeing locally here in Polk County. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and let me ask you about that. What are some of the efforts you guys are undertaking? Are you seeing a lot of parents like her?
We are indeed, and they're calling for exact same thing that you just saw for our board of our Polk County School Board members to have some backbone and to stand up and respond to the demands of the parents who feel, oddly enough, that they know best what for their children, what is best for them relative to their well-being and their education.
Yeah, I remember the good old days when school meant learning how to read, how to write, arithmetic, and the sciences. Now it's a taxpayer-funded indoctrination center for woke ideology. Bruce, after the CDC dropped their guidance on wearing masks outside, saying vaccinated Americans can stop wearing masks outside, His Eminence, Dr. Fauci, warned that young children should still be forced to wear them until they are too vaccinated, until they get some vaccination as well. Children are at extremely low risk of contracting the China virus and dying from it. This push to inject our children doesn't appear to make any sense to me. What about you?
It's child abuse, plain and simple. I mean, what we've been doing all year with masking the children is cruelty. But what you're looking at is an experimental drug, which is what this is. I understand there's been a lot of testing for an experimental drug. Kids are at no risk. I mean, you look at the data, you look at the numbers. The number of children who've contracted serious cases of COVID is infinitesimally small, and almost all of them had some sort of pre-existing condition. What we're talking about is taking an experimental drug and injecting children for no benefit. This is just child abuse.
Right, or exactly, without a 3 or a 5 or a 10-year study to know about the long-term effects on their little bodies. I mean, I think you can make the case with adults having comorbidities, but children who are not particularly at risk for this virus, and all of the science, there's that word again, all of the science says so. I'm forced to wonder out loud why the push to do this to our kids. Jimmy, now you share some stories about what's going on in Polk County, Florida schools. One school segregated a teacher's appreciation dinner, only allowing vaccinated teachers to eat. Then there's a school shoe drive where the class that collected the most shoes would be allowed a 30-minute mask break. What's scientific about that?
Well, it's not scientific at all. In fact, if they were following the science, they would have listened to the doctor and the evidence that he brought when they were considering what actions they were going to take. This was July 14th of last year. The doctor that they had testified before our board actually said there's no pediatric science to support children transferring the virus. The problem is, he went on to say, but we still think that they should be forced to wear the mask. And not only that, he went on to say, we think they should be required to also be vaccinated in order to attend school.
Good night. If school districts, mark my words, if school districts around this country start mandating this not widely tested vaccine. I mean, they've only had a year of trials from when the China virus came to our shores until January. If the mandates come down, you're going to start seeing a lot of parents investigating private schools. You're going to see a lot of parents investigating at-home schooling because, like I said, adults can make that decision. Forcing it on the kids, I'm not sure about that right now until more studies have been conducted. Jimmy Nelson, Bruce Abramson, thank you very much for the time. We appreciate